All right, Valikans, as we return to our grand tale, we find the Hersers of Regval Village, having recently returned from their investigations at Shadowsteel Citadel, uh, infamous place of curses, where they faced off a mighty dragon and bartered with strange undead in order to obtain the information that a being matching the description of Grow had come to them recently and bought what is needed for a candle that can summon demons that can be assassins. Feeling this is likely what killed Tiny, they returned to Ragval, doing further investigations, realizing that the one who seems to be the main challenging of the current chief, Raffin, is none other than the person they trained with their very own arms, Ranal, and has gained support by another clan member, Grindel, who has been backing them and introducing them to Grow, who themselves has been training Ranal. After investigating this further, they realized Grow was part of a certain type of individual who often seeks archserves, but instead can be tricked into following archdemons, known as the Blood Bonded. With this information, they didn't return to their normal meeting spot at the meadery, and I think find themselves just within the sheltering wood, place that seems more secure. Haunted a bit by the wolves that still go by, reminding them of Tiny. But it seems that there is no lurking spies, where you all have gathered along with individual who seeks only to help, which we'll get in. So with that, I'll leave the scene to you.
What time of day is it? It's a nighttime? Was that what you said? Nighttime?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And as we're all kind of, well, I guess, gathering here, I assume there's like a fire pit.
Well, fire would defeat the trying to hide.
Oh, we're hiding. I'm sorry.
We're trying to be secret. So unless you want a fire pit, just that definitely makes you less able to see others and others more able to see you.
Okay. All right. So instead of that, with the moon out and all that, there's there's that faintness to the light that the moon would bring overhead into the forest as it reflects off leaves, and perhaps from a brief rainfall, the liquid perhaps shines the stars, and that's about where Shira would have come in to the scene. She is someone who has been in this clan for a while, but perhaps very isolated, and lived right at the edge of the clan's territories, where she was known as a scout of sort, though never really sent word of much, and nothing ever really seemed to move past her. And perhaps stories mostly that she had just wandered here alone one day a long time ago, and mostly kept to herself since then. Here she appears. There are scars on her. She has this mix of jaguar-like feline qualities and humanoid as well. her hands with long black claws and a whip at her side, as well as a flail that she also carries. And she doesn't really seem imposing. She's rather small of frame, but there's certainly something intense there in her eyes as they take in the scene of everyone. Perhaps it was word that she would be joining here, and she doesn't hide the fact that she's arriving. She is merely walking out of the woods and joining at the fire, and not saying too much right now, as kind of recognizes that this is sort of a place where someone fell recently and is kind of just waiting their own turn to speak. As no one says anything, stands and leaves the scene, never to be seen again.
Sure, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you, Gargana.
I'm not sure those are the words I'd use in this situation, but I'll take them.
Haven't seen anything in a long time.
Still running across through the game trails from time to time. It's nice, but I'm sure Asphalt and Griff and you guys are wondering why I'm here and not the meadery.
Yes, why did you pull us to the side here?
Oh, I mean, it's a bit more easy for Bashir to come out and say hello than in the middle of, well, the outskirts of the outskirts, as it were. But we have a problem. A massive fucking problem.
Is this a new problem or the same problem that we've had?
Yes. I've been wondering why you guys haven't been seeing the problem as clearly as I have. And I realized that there may be some missing information. That I may have and not have put forth collectively as I was trying to figure things out. And may have helped exasperate the problem.
What do you mean by exasperate the problem?
Well, you know how Gondel, or God damn it, Grindel is the father, right? Grindel, yeah. Gondel's. I thought it's Grindel, Gondel's daughter.
Gondel, Grindel's daughter.
Gondel, Grindel's daughter. Okay. How Grindel doesn't
Correct.
have a shadow. And how we went looking around the lighthouse for some problems because something weird was going on around there. I'm involved in that mess.
What do you mean involved?
Well, so one of the nights after we all split up to go do our own thing, Sarah's the kind and lovely lady who is both conveniently placed and helping Gondel after her attack, approached me and wanted to have a conversation. As she had heard overnight that I felt that I was lacking in confidence and ability to overtake and address the problems that we currently are facing. And all she asked was that I aid her in taking out Sven when the time came. Because, I didn't think this was much of a problem because we don't like Sven, and he's an asshole, and he's probably going to screw over the chief at some point, right?
Right.
So all she wanted was, in exchange for this, was she'd give me something to help do that. And the exchange was that I'd steal somebody's shadow. And then deposit it near the lighthouse. And hearing that Grindel brought in merchants that had brought in silvered weapons that were a danger to his daughter, I felt that in his treatment of his daughter, that in helping support her authorization of things, felt that it would be a fitting justice that he also gets to feel what it's like to be an outcast. And felt that it would be an apt balance of justice, as it were. Are we tracking so far?
So all of the little problems, not necessarily the big problem, but the little problems that we've been kind of investigating the last, I don't know, few weeks. Are you saying that they were because of you, Corgana?
I had a little responsibility, but realistically, I didn't coordinate the ship or the dragon or the other stuff that was going on beyond that. But a little bit, yeah. And I only did it. I only did it because I wanted to see how far the rabbit hole went. And if I had gone ahead and started saying things, I wouldn't have known how far the rabbit hole went. And now I have a better picture of it. And because of that, I can now paint a much larger picture because of today's fun events and discoveries.
Right.
I'm not sure I believe those rights there, Griff.
Hang on, I'm just going back into my notes real quick. Everything I wrote down, so. Corgana?
Yes?
I'm not 100% sure this is as serious as stealing clan secrets, which you remember the resulting offense results in banishment, but I remember thievery tends to just be gold. Murder also tends to just be gold. But so do you know what these shadows that you stole are being used for?
Oh, absolutely no idea. Other than that they wanted to that Saris was wanting to get rid of Sven, or at least that's what I believed at the time. She called him a milk drinker, but I don't think that's the
Okay.
case anymore.
All right. So we got stealing shadows, and we got we got people being made into blood bombs. What else? What else do we have?
Well, would you like me to paint you this wonderful hypothesis that I've come to with all this additional information due to
Sure. I would love to hear your wonderful hypothesis.
Alrighty. How you doing with all this, by the way, Machira? You know, stealing to survive and all that fun jazz.
Shiro was told we are trying to fight something.
And how you doing, Asphalt? You've been quiet.
Asphalt has taken her bear cloak, wrapped it tightly around herself, and she's pulled her hood up and sunk into the ground and is like a little bear ball, and you can't see her face.
So you're mad at me.
I don't want to talk to you right now, Corgana.
Okay. Well, then, sure. So, we know that a powerful magic user is necessary to go ahead and summon the demons that killed Tiny. We know that based off of his knowledge that a powerful magic user needed to go ahead and do away with someone's shadows. Renalf went ahead and informed us when we got back that the rumors about Roffin and some of the problems with Grindel started over the summer. Or Gondel started over the summer. Where Saris wasn't here, or Saris wasn't with us, as we know, because she was upset with Griff for marrying off the person that she was sleeping with. So Griff or Saris was here present to help stir the pot while we were gone and get into Renalf's ear. Also, Gondel didn't come with us, and she was happy to go ahead and probably make connections there. Because I can tell you that, frankly, the magic that Saris gave me to steal a shadow was not within my wheelhouse. No longer is. So now, which would put within my belief that given everything, that she has the means and the knowledge to have known Grow and convinced Gondel to bring her friends into town to help address the issue with Roffin. Obviously, all suppositional, but considering the number of things that Grow wasn't here to influence and push Renalf, and that she was, I think that this has been something that's been a long time coming aimed at the chief. I think that based off of what Guru said about betrayals, I mean, I had committed to one thing about removing Sven, and if they're taking that as a bit of a personal piece, that their real aim isn't at Sven but at Roffin, and that they know that Sven has something against the chief as well, so either they are working together or that there is that they know that they are at least have the same enemy, or both. And then we have that Ranulf knows about Grow. Gondel knows about Grow. That all is connected somewhere, and she seemed to me is the easiest point. Without, again, I understand I have no proof. But then the other part that I don't know about is that Asa. I don't know if we've talked to the chief and brought up that there are people inquiring about how to overthrow the chief or challenge for it during the winter and his preparations for it. But my belief would be is that if she hasn't informed it, and it seemed like she was very, we had to pry of that information a little bit from her that she hasn't, that she may be somewhere involved in this. And a lot of this winds up being people that are being seen as outsiders. And like going back to Saren, or Sari, that she was close and in proximity when Grindel was attacked, and that the gentleman who started it was unsure and a little confused about his day, which would, to me, suggest that there was some magical influence that conveniently, based off of what I know of them, would be within reasonable assumption of within their skill sets. So I think there's a lot of people that are being treated as outsiders, or that have been thought of such, being kept as such or treated as such at some point, and some personal grievances that Ruffin has from before being chief coming to fruition.
Okay. Well then. What would you suggest would be the best point of attack in this current situation? Because we know that Grow has at least made Ranulf into a living sangromancy bomb. We don't know whether or not she's made the traders that have come here into them, but it's a possibility.
So my concern is that now, based off of things that Gondel has an idea, and again, the only reason I would know that Gondel would know about this is that based off of our conversation earlier today, is that the only person who I know about it that knew about it would be a Saris. And so if she's telling Gondel about that, and Gondel knows about Grow, so again, that's the link, that's the best link that I have in regards to that. But obviously anyone's going to want proof, but the problem that we also have is, if my hypothesis is correct, is that might just be picking a fight with Asa right off the bat. And obviously we need more proof for Roffin to do anything, and especially in that regard. So I still have the thought that we probably should have killed Grow in the woods. But if she goes there regularly, we might have more opportunities for that. We can go to Roffin and lay my crimes and hypothesis before Roffin directly to see if to both, I guess, face up for them. Although, as you've covered, they're mostly gold and perhaps loss of position, privilege, and all that. But I don't think Roffin can afford to lose that right now, or the face of it, and maybe leverage that as an admission of either what's going on that's from his past or why he's been less active in the village, or why Sven thinks he's not the person that he was, or maybe if he is hiding something and, we both got a little blood on our hands in a metaphorical way. Because we can't just randomly start going killing people, and we need some proof to get Ranulf on his side, because if we don't get Ranulf, then the people he's trained are more than likely not going to be our best supporters in protecting the place and trying to keep Roffin safe. But I'm open to any other thoughts, ideas, suggestions, and if you want to exile me, that's fine too. I'm trying to keep us safe the best that I can.
Is so out of the group that I'm watching here, I'm kind of also paying attention to what everyone's saying and their actions. And I know that Griff was kind of upset by their tone of voice a little bit. Is that fair?
Yeah.
And Corgana, was there any hint of shame in what you were saying?
There's a little bit that Corgana's. I'm gonna roll a die real quick. Just bear with me. Yeah, Corgana's squirming just a lot compared to Corgana's normal self.
And Asphalt is hiding themselves in their coat.
Yeah.
And hasn't said anything, correct?
Other than, I don't want to talk to you right now, Corgana.
Perfect. Then I want to do an insight on Asphalt, and specifically using their tone of voice. Do they sound like they are in pain? Let me roll that. I rolled a 19.
Okay. She sounds checked out, or like she wants to be somewhere else. And I think that it is clear that she's trying to avoid feelings of pain.
Perfect answer. Shira, therefore, while this conversation is going on, she wants to sit closer to Asphalt and like almost whisper to Asphalt while this question and answer was going on. And she wants to say, you should not steer away from what you feel. You can be powerful in pain. Pain reminds us what it is that we fight for, but not in terms of seeking death, just seeking your moment as the flame dwindles. One last chance. One last moment to let your roar be heard before the flame is gone. She's not very persuasive, just so you know.
Is she? Are you that monk that like out
Yes.
of pain becomes okay?
Yes.
Okay. I'm hearing it. Cheryl, why do you live in the woods?
Why does the woods live around me? You see, I just live, and I am where I am, just as you. I left something that I thought meant something very important, and I had to recenter myself. My masters and teachers were fools. And when I came to realize that, I sought something more inside. And if you feel like you are surrounded by fools, seek it inside.
Asphalt takes her hood off. And I think in whatever position that Shira is sitting in, she will copy it.
All right. So what's next?
Well, I know Corgana asked about the path ahead, and I feel like Shira doesn't have a strong view on our path ahead right now because she is rather new. I, as a player, am thinking these are all good leads. So as a player, I'm like gung ho for whatever right now, getting back into things. But also itching for a fight, not gonna lie. If we want to go fight that person in the woods, that sounds good.
I am unsure on what direction we should take. So
I think the first one is, do you still want me around? Corgana is looking more specifically at the now uncovered, unhooded asphalt.
I don't think that's a decision we should waste energy thinking about. We have a problem on our hands, and we should fix it. Like Griff said, there's laws about these things. At the end of all this, the law will handle it.
Shira's like, Shira is fine either way.
Can I get a sense of whether asphalt is meaning the laws of nature or the laws of man?
Ooh.
Oh, Robin, don't make that.
I mean, I don't think she would be trying to hide that they are one way or another. There will be law.
There will be law. Okay. Jackie, that move was like, oh, that's a. I'm sorry, asphalt.
From the very beginning, you told us not to expect certain things from you. It's my own fault for trying so hard.
Trying so hard with what?
To insist on what I saw.
You don't know me, this asphalt. And Corgana's gonna get down on both knees and draw the great sword and present it before asphalt. But in spending time with you all, there are certainly things that have changed. Would you honor me with what you saw?
Like, explain it?
If you would be so kind to trust me with that despite my breaking your trust. So that I might suffer with the knowledge of what I've broke. So that I may suffer with knowledge of what you had hoped I would be, and I failed. That if you so choose it, I could die with that knowledge and live with it for forever, haunted by it. It's all in your hands, Asphalt.
You're really intense, you know that?
I think that was the first word that everybody used to describe me on day one.
You can get up. This is dramatic. You're a good man, Corgana. You're trying to do something useful. I just wish you trusted us. To know. You told us now.
I trust you all to be good people. And there are things in the world that good people shouldn't have to suffer through. I told you that I'm a monster. That I'm broken. What's one more break to spare the good?
I think Asphalt looks at Shira for a second. Everybody suffers, Gorgana. This is Valika.
There's a pained look on Gorgana's eye, on their eyes. In the summer, I wondered if you'd learned that lesson. And my heart breaks in the summer, hoping that you'd learned that lesson, and now hearing that you've learned it now. My heart breaks. And I'm sorry that you have had to learn that lesson, Asphalt. And I'm sorry that I'm at least partially, if not fully, responsible for that.
And I think there's a clarity slotting into place for Asphalt right now. I am suffering. But I also am a good person. And I don't want to learn whatever lesson you think I'm learning the way you did. I'm going to learn it my way.
Gorgana just starts crying. It's probably for the best. Probably for the best, Asphalt.
All right, what would you like to do? What's next?
Then get up. We all rise. There is no time for this. There is something more important. And right now, that is where we go.
So that means what? We go to Grow or we go to the Chief?
That depends. What is it you are trying most to achieve? Shira is not political. Shira is a fighter, a survivor. But Shira also knows the light is flickering.
I think that if all these people are against the chief, maybe there's something to that. But I also don't think the way they're going about it is good.
I know that if we go to the chief and we tell him that there are all these people against him, he's going to want proof. And we don't really have any proof.
Then he will die. And then he will have his proof. Or we take action, do what we feel is right, as we are charged, and wherever the pieces fall, there they are.
Above table, have we just been identifying chief enemies, or do we know of anybody who's a chief ally right now besides us?
Tiny, but she's dead.
Yeah, I mean, the majority of the village doesn't seem to have a beef. Like when you talk to them, most people they haven't spoken out against the chief. And he's definitely more supporters than those who would not support him.
Yeah, I guess like I meant like big players in the plot of what's going on. That like if Corgana had personal testimony and we had another personal testimony, that might be proof. I don't know.
I mean, most anybody has said is that they've heard the rumors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like Renalph isn't even willing to do anything without physical evidence, despite laying a lot of this out for him, minus the few additional pieces Corgana's tied together for you all. Or at least Corgana believes that they may have tied together through it all. I mean, there's so many.
Renau's issue was that they seem to have been fully led straight by all these rumors and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Hairstairs just came at them with more words.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't know who to trust now. So they're just like,
Gotcha.
Give me something. And again, if he challenges Raffin, he's just obeying the law too. So he's in his mind not doing anything wrong because you're allowed to challenge. So, because he's not trying to assassinate him or do anything, weird.
So
that was what we're now asked for, was show me proof that Raffin hasn't done these things.
Got it.
Or that the other people are bad people.
Correct.
Well, it sounds like above table a little bit. The side of people who are against the chief are the ones who would possess any sort of proof either way. Either they have proof that he did something wrong, or they are the proof that they are plotting something.
Yeah.
I think in this situation, Griff is on board with going back and fighting Grow. because we know where Grow is. We know that she has used sangromancy on at least one person that we know of in the clan, possibly others, and getting rid of her would get rid of that, regardless of the fact that like and like her body itself is proof of dealings with archdemons. So
Asphalt doesn't really understand the nature of sangromancy and stuff like that, and neither does Robin. Would taking Ranulf and like having him secretly be around while we confront Grow, is that something that would be dangerous? Or
yes, in the idea that we know that Ranulf is a living bomb, and that Grow is the one controlling him in the bomb part.
Ooh.
yeah.
Okay, so if we're going after Grow, then we need to know where Ranulf is if they're going to be set off. Either we bring them along or we have them secure somewhere.
You bring above table. If you bring them along, then it becomes a do this or I'm going to kill you sort of thing. Or they're attacking. It becomes another manipulation piece. Is Donald's opinion. Corgana is remaining mute on the matter.
But that's if Grow knows that he's there. Does Grow have the ability to know where he is through sangromancy?
We don't know.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know if that was like common magic knowledge. Okay,
And
great.
she seemed quite perceptive as she saw Bjorg.
Ah, so true. Okay.
I'm gonna guess by my natural one. Just I rolled Arcana just to chance it. Griff doesn't know.
I would assume Asphalt's probably the one character who might know something about that type of magic, but I could be wrong. I'm thinking druids here with their
There is
beast qualities.
yeah, and there one of the druid circles from Grimm's Hollow is a sangromancy one, I think.
If you want to do Arcana.
Sure. Well, 21.
Okay. So, yeah, Sangromancy can do all types of things. So I would say 21, bonds like this, the idea that they could know the location of someone that they're bonded to, they've used Sangromancy on is very likely. That's probably one of the first things one would do is make sure, and by the nature of it being, especially the blood bonded that you've been told, of it being kind of more on the suspect, darker side of magic, they take a lot of precautions with that.
You guys, it is almost guaranteed. They take so many precautions with this stuff. I can't believe. I mean, somebody suggested it. How silly.
So if we bring Ranulf, he will turn against us.
Likely.
So do we kill Ranulf and then confront Grow?
Oh, no.
No. Okay.
No.
I think the safest thing would be trying to find someone we trust to keep an eye on Ranulf, and then we take out Grow.
Out of the NPCs that we had during our ratings, are any of them available for this assignment?
Depends on what you want to do. I mean, you'd have to go talk to him.
That's true. Because they could
would
still
Al-
be set off, and like even from distance, I would guess, just to cause chaos.
I think out of all of the ones that we have, the one I would trust the most would be Alvis.
I was just gonna say the same thing. I feel like he kind of has experience taking an uncontrollable
Yeah.
person into the wilderness and keeping them away.
Unfortunately, Elvis has left the building. So
Did he leave the building? Oh, that's a joke. I hear it now. I just need to give myself a second.
That's what I was thinking. I was kind of like, wait for it. There it is, Robin.
all right. So we have to decide what to do with Renolf, and then go to Grow. This sounds reasonable. Do you have magic to knock him out?
No, but I'm pretty sure I could whip something up. I have knowledge of medicine.
Or we go when he's, well, I don't, I would assume this power will wake him from slumber, correct?
A pretty decent possibility.
I could try to knock him out non-lethally.
He's out on the training fields, around few people, like on the other side of town. Just leave him be, and is there a possibility that she decides out of retribution to blow them up? Certainly, but by doing so while he's out in the relative space of the training grounds. And if, I don't see what we have to do in regards to him just from a technical perspective.
Shira is only presenting options. Willing to go to Grow.
Well, we know where she is. Let's just go get her.
All right. I am happy to help track Grow.
I don't think we even need to track her. I think we already know where she is.
Oh.
If she's still there anyway. Just watch. She's moved during this whole conversation.
Moved game nights. Now appearing on Monday night.
Having not been here last week, does it feel like we are jumping ahead straight to the boss? I guess that was my only reservation. No, okay.
But maybe you are. We'll see.
Okay.
I do know it was going to possibly be an interesting fight, so that's something we're doing. But I will say for spell slot resting case, you do have a long rest, but Robin, between when we finished going through the tomb dungeon
Nice.
place to find out about the
Cool.
curses. We had gotten a long rest after that.
Cool. process. Thank you.
So we're going to grow, Matt.
Okay.
We're going to do some emotional growing.
Where do you plan on finding Grow?
Well, we last saw her in Alice's Timberland, so we're going to sneak back in and see if she's still there.
All right. So assuming that she didn't go home for the evening. You make your way by moonlight to the village. You see, Grow does not seem to be anywhere within the Timberland. It's not
See
where you
if I
saw
can
her.
Find their tracks.
All right.
And she might have headed back to wherever she quote unquote calls home.
Give me a survival check.
I rolled a 25.
Woohoo.
All right. You look. You see the party's tracks. You don't see any of hers. Actually, see none but the party.
Are you sure this was not a phantom?
Very sure. Very sure. But I have quite a few assumptions that she has powers of unknown origins.
Perceive anything.
I mean, Timberland is nice and quiet.
Where would she go?
Back to her home. Or out to go source more candles.
So let's go there, to the home.
With her fellow shipmates and captain and everybody. That's a lot of variables and a lot of extra. Like, we make one person disappear. It's one thing. We make the entire mercantile visiting ship. It's a little harder to sweep that underneath the legal rug unless we're going to go ahead and set the whole place ablaze and then blame it on an accident. And I'm not sure even I could explain that away. As talented of a liar as I am.
I would say we should check the what's it called? Wherever the merchants are housed right now.
Sure, let's go. So we do know that she comes out here on a pretty regular basis as well.
Do you think we should set up a camp and just wait for her?
We could. We'd have to hide pretty well.
She didn't seem very afraid of us in the first place. Even with just approaching her out here in the woods. we could use me as bait. Because she seemed a bit upset with, based off of his and Bjork's information, with my decision to be a bit more pro-Rothan. Put me in danger, but, not sure that any of you would particularly care if I got strangled to death right now. I'm down for it. I'm also concerned that Grindel might try to kill me in my sleep, but again, I think we could start to unravel things from there as well. And again, kind of earned it.
You earned what?
Being used as bait, possibly dying.
So you earned not making up for what you've done.
If my death equates to them being able to go ahead and have proof to for the chief and save everybody else, I think that would be making up for it.
Are you good with a weapon?
Some of them.
Well, then that would be a waste of your talent. If
I'm not saying.
If you want to be useful, do what you are useful at. Dying is a privilege one earns, not a coward's escape.
I'm not sure whether you're going to be a very good influence on me, Bashira, or a very bad one, but I'm very good at fucking things up. And I don't just mean with a weapon.
Good, because that's what we need right now.
To make a mess of things?
Any more than already has happened, it would be a challenge.
So are we going to hide out here, or are we going to go look for her? What's the vote?
Asphalt's a little inclined to want to try and speak to her privately, like Gorgana was kind of saying before. So maybe hiding out here is Asphalt's leaning.
I want to make so many bad choices right now.
What's Gorgana soap?
Oh, whatever the war chief wants.
All right, then we're hiding out here because that was Griff's vote.
You're welcome, Robin.
Asphalt briefly looks to Shira, thinking that Shira's the war chief, and then goes, "Wait."
How dangerous do you think she is?
I know very little about the worshippers of archseraphs or archdemons, but I do know that when one gives themselves to the gods or what scraps of divinity there are left, they become powerful in either sense.
So, what would be your thoughts about, say, invoking one problem to help deal with another problem?
Korgana, are you trying to tell me that you've been secretly worshipping arch-seraphs in your spare time?
Depending upon one's theological perspective, one could have the argument, in theory, yes. But in discretion of honesty, no. More like a very angry and upset ancestor.
What kind of ancestor? Are we
Of the,
talking like an ancient dragon kind of ancestor?
Yes. I'm not lying.
Are you worshipping Gormadrog?
No.
Insight check. 14.
I don't think it's technically worship as of yet, but
Yeah, the insight though, like the general, they can get a. You can tell.
sure.
what
I
you
will
want to
roll.
give there.
There's a 16, be it persuasion or deception, so I will let the DM make it a determination.
You got a 16 versus their 14.
Yeah, my persuasion and deception are both the same.
Oh yeah, so yeah, you can't really discern much from what they were saying, other than they told you they don't worship Gormadrog, right?
Okay, well, unless like I don't know, like you can invoke some kind of extra planetary powers here. I think all we really have going for us are our own strength and possibly. Oh wait, I have this, and I brandish the sensor of controlling air elementals.
It's less grip of worship and more like a mentorship of sorts.
This
Like-
has to do with your shadow stealing extracurricular abilities, like or activities. I mean,
No, more like Gormadrog talks to me from time to time, like when my wife and children were stolen and absconded and so forth, and we have a special relationship. And
but you just said that you weren't working with Gormadrog. You were lying to me.
I said you asked me if I worship. You asked me if I worship, Grips. It's not a worship. It's more of, again, it's a different type of relationship. I don't, do prayers or anything of that nature.
Is this a
what would
private
you call it? A work study program?
No, it's out there in the public.
Gorgana, I want you to take a second and I want you to do a rigorous moral inventory, and I want you to think long and hard and tell us the other secrets you might be keeping tonight. Please.
Anything not on the list, you don't get immunity for. It's like
I
the
don't
end
want
of
to
the
be interviewed
shield.
for
Yeah.
this.
And I mean,
don't wanna
all the two of you definitely understand
the
Chromadrop.
implication.
Like you've seen Cold Fire, you're aware, very aware of what Chromadrop is.
I don't want immunity in the first place, but I appreciate the offer. I told you already about my issues with my former clan. I could draw out a list of names, but there's not enough dirt in the nearby vicinity to write them all out on. Let's see. We've talked about them. We've talked about. So yeah, they speak to me from time to time, which is why I was a little friendly with the kobolds. And a little upset with you, Griff, in interfering with that, as I wanted to see if there was more direct insights, considering I felt that things were growing messier. I was thinking about invoking them for a little bit of extra aid given the difficulties that we have upcoming, but it seems like there might be some just there seems to be some controversy about that, so I was just putting it out there for group discussion. And then I got this cloak in exchange for the shadow, which has some unique properties. It's not the best thing in the world for me, and I was thinking it might be best for Bureau, but I didn't know how to have that conversation.
You wanted to summon a dragon?
Small little bit of their essence to help further that mentor-mentee relationship and get a little bit of extra for that commitment on my part.
Gorgana, any suffering that we think we might be feeling now was felt by our ancestors 1,000-fold because of Gormadrog.
That's not what he tells me. Like, to me, he very much was like suffering because of what his parents did, and now they don't even get a choice, which is why they were very concerned, when they saw me suffering as a parent and trying to save my child, and why they reached out to me. Like, they want to help me save my daughter if she still lives, and help me live to be able to do that. Like, that's not such a bad deal.
Right, on Gormadrog's way to come back here and wipe us all out with cold fire? Was that part of the pitch?
Like, that's never gonna happen.
What is happening right now?
It literally happened in the past.
Observation.
You have the floor.
This team is in real need of direction. This is chaotic and a mess, and will only lead to all of your premature deaths. How many people on this team have died?
Technically, 2 of us.
2. And what did they die for?
Well, technically,
What is technically?
4 of us.
4 of you.
Yeah, so I said 2 of us because the 2 of us are currently in front of you, but technically 4 of us because Cole died, Tiny died. Asphalt died but got resurrected. I died, but the ghost of my dead wife resurrected me.
I mean, 5 if you want to count my spirit when. Oh, wait. Sorry. Anyway.
You died too, Corgana, and you didn't tell us?
I mean, sure. Yes, we do need direction, and normally I'm the one who has given some of that for a lot of ill. And the only reason why I'm even bringing this part up now is because you suggested that I should be the best weapon that I could be. And
this is what you think your best is.
ouch.
You misunderstand. Corgana, your best should not be to summon chaotic energy into yourself to do things that you have no control over. My being here is not to die unnecessarily for a cause of whims. I have come here to accomplish something. Now, if we are on board for an accomplishment, I would suggest we continue for it. It seems honesty in this group is a difficult thing. Shira is honest because Shira has no reason to lie.
I won't say that I've been dishonest. I've just not been forthcoming.
Why do you speak in riddles?
Where's the riddle?
You said you would not say. What does that mean?
Oh, I said I wouldn't say that I've not been dishonest. I've just not been fully disclosive for, well, I mean, just the Gormadrog thing, I think, has you all freaked out a little bit at the moment.
Gormadrog, no. I just want to know, are you honest now or lie?
I feel like my whole life's been a lie.
Good. I think that is the truth. Look, I am not going to tell you all how to do your affairs. I am new, and Shira is a bad leader. But I would like this group to recognize what you all have right now. You have all lost things, powerful things, wonderful things, loved ones, family, friends, recently a comrade. But right now, you have the true source of all your pain, each other. If something happens to Asphalt, Corgana, would you want your life to have been wasted, or would you want to, in that moment, be here to help? And Griff, if something happened to a Korgana, despite the clear morality difference between you, I think it would pain you. I want that pain too, but I cannot get it on lies. What I am saying is, I am a milk drinker. Earlier, someone said milk drinker was a bad thing. I like milk. It makes me feel good. Shira has nothing left to say.
I don't think this seeking of Gormodog's power is going to do you any good, Korgana. But I will say in this current situation, if we can deal with Grow without seeking Gormodog's gifts, and you see Griff kind of just like strain over the word gift because he does not believe in any sense that it's a gift. Gifts are things that you give to people without wanting a price tag afterwards. We need to deal with Grow. Back onto the problem at hand. We will shelf the Gormodog thing for another day.
Shall we wait here? Or shall we move? Oh, wait, that vote already happened. I just remembered.
Yeah.
We voted to stay here. Forget I said that. Shira will get a bed ready.
I'll take first watch.
All right. So, because a lot of RP, I don't think we have any character moments, unless somebody does. But in that case, you can successfully take your long rest. Unless there was something anyone wanted a private conversation at one time.
No.
Okay. Just triple check it. I figured we'd be good. So morning comes as sun comes across Regval village. Things seem to be moving along. From what you can see, looking down the Ornell's training is happening and everything seems to be proceeding normally. You don't see anyone approaching the Timberland.
Shira will cook breakfast. I have cook's utensils.
So, how long are we thinking we're gonna wait?
The rumors we got was that she comes out here on a nightly basis, sort of thing, or early evening sort of thing.
Then we have a few hours. We could set up a perimeter or trap.
Did you say traps?
Yes.
You could, unless I don't know. I get the feeling that Grow is a lot, or not a lot, but more intelligent than she lets on, in the sense that she's very intelligent, easily capable of lying and convincing others that she's one way.
I mean, I could make myself seen outside of the woods and heading into them now that the light is out.
I can go up into the trees to get a better view.
What do you think's best, Asphalt?
I don't think any of these things sound like a bad idea. Sure, Shira goes in the trees. Corkana makes an illusion running into the forest.
It's not going to be much of an illusion. It's going to be me.
So you're going back to using yourself as bait?
Do you have a better idea?
We should
know-
stay close to you then, because if she takes the bait, we will need to ambush.
She's going to be elsewhere at the moment. It's going to take time for news of such to be sorted.
Oh, so okay, you need someone else to spot you and pass the word to her.
Yes. Without
If-
hearing me. Go ahead.
The only other thing, I do not know this person as well, but is there anything else about their schedule that might give a clue as to where they would be this morning? You said a house earlier. Why have we not gone to that? Oh, the ship. That's right.
The ship and the crew and all of that.
Perhaps Asphalt could keep an eye on that ship. Asphalt, you can become an animal?
Yeah,
Can you fly?
not yet.
If I throw you really, really high, could you fly?
I mean, I will be airborne if you consider those things the same.
How fast can you travel if you are an animal?
If I become a mountain cat, I can go like really fast.
You could become a mountain cat.
Yeah.
She kind of smiles. That is, I think, a good idea as well. That way we have eyes on the ship. Corgana can provide perhaps a clue as to where they should go. I can keep eyes in the sky here. And of course, Griff as well with your investigation.
Coming here, Matt, does there seem to be like a would it be possible to identify a place that would likely be passed when coming to this spot? Or is it more like anybody could enter from whatever direction if they were coming from town?
I mean, it is possible to circle around, but you could
Only if it seemed suspicious?
Yeah. I mean, you don't know what path they usually took here. So, and it's kind of deep within the I mean, it's probably like a good half-hour trek in the Timberland. So,
Okay.
if you wanted to try to figure out like the straightish path, I mean, your best would probably be somewhere outside of the Timberland, and you imagine looking at the tree line facing the town would be the best way to do that.
Cool. Okay.
So I will start heading back towards to be visible from the village and or even to like the outskirts of it to run into a few people, Matt.
Okay.
And also consciously aware that I'm giving, as if Asphalt's going to leave, she's faster than I am, and giving them some time to talk amongst themselves.
And I will head up into the trees and try to keep a sight on the tree line from here while hiding up there.
Several paces into the tree line, Asphalt is going to spend some time casting a glyph of warding. And she's going to try and store, I'm pretty sure I can, hold person in it.
Okay. So you're storing hold person in one of your stones.
Well, I'm actually going to carve it onto one of the trees.
Okay.
And it says that I can make the trigger seeing the glyph. So
Okay.
because I know that everybody's saying she's very perceptive. So I'm not trying to hide it, I guess. I'm trying to make it obvious. And then the first person to spot the glyph, it will happen. So I'm also hoping nobody else comes by.
I could always place myself near it, kind of thing. Like if Asshole tells me about it, that yes, it's being made so it's easily perceptive, I could place myself like in like closer to that, because like everybody else has like something that they're doing, and I haven't really kind of like done anything yet. So I'm thinking I could place myself near it so that if it does go off, I could be the first person there.
Cool. Well, yes, I definitely tell you what I'm doing.
I will actually also give maybe Corgana already left, so I couldn't, but I'll also give everybody like something to say so that if you do spot it accidentally, you don't get hold personed.
So there's like a password that you're putting on it so that it
Yeah.
doesn't trigger?
Yeah. The password will be Gormadrog sucks.
Shots fired.
I mean, I knew that eventually some of this would catch up to me. The consequences of my own actions.
Yeah, so it's that when you outright threw code fire.
Nobody called me on it.
Yeah, no one talked to you. It's like,
I don't think I was here for it, so
There was a lot going on.
Surely it wasn't.
I was.
all right. So the day goes by, and the night comes, and Gro doesn't seem to appear.
Part of this plan was Asphalt was going to try and get some ground and keep an eye on the merchant area stealthily as a panther.
Okay, I thought you were okay. Well, could give me a stealth check.
Sure. As a lynx, whatever the hell I flavored it as. Okay, stealth check. 18.
Yeah, so able to mostly maintain your secrecy hidden within the city, looking at the comings and goings. At this point, you don't see Grow anywhere near this. At some point, you do hear Myruna just kind of go, "Have you seen her?" People go, "No, I don't know." Like, that she should be around. It's her shift. But then the day goes by, and there doesn't seem to be any appearance made by Grow.
I'll go to I think Shira was next as watching the tree line, so I'll go to Shira and I'll say, okay, Grow never showed up at work.
So I'll come down the tree and I put one bowl underneath the panther. Well, perhaps someone has gotten to Grow. Someone else, another player.
I'm sick of more players.
I have a feeling that maybe. Oh wait, no, I wouldn't be there. I don't think.
I'll come get you.
Okay.
We'll
all
find
reconvene,
Griff.
kind of thing. I have a feeling that maybe we tipped Grow off and lost our chance at surprising her. Now we have to go hunt her down.
Yes, maybe already knows where we are.
Or she's waiting for me in a more intimate location.
Intimate.
Again, if he's in connection with Asari, and Asari has been counseling Gondel, the meteor is no longer safe for me, and they might be, as it's a relatively quiet location, a place to have some fun and remove some other problems from the village.
I'm still bothered by there were no tracks of Grow in the woods.
Asphalt's used magic that's helped us with that before.
Have you?
Yeah, it's not super complicated.
Still, no hair traces, nothing on the trail, no fur. Strange. Still, this has become now a hunting mission. They will be likely very prepared for us, likely reinforced. We should prepare for a actual battle.
Lovely.
All right. Well, if we have at least one known area, we can try there first. You've already tried the shipyard and saw nothing. Maybe we go to the next place on the list.
Well, if she's not in the Timberland, if she's not in the like the shipyard. The only other thing I could think of is connection that I know of is that there's Ranulph
Or Gondel.
or Gondel.
The training grounds.
Sure.
All right.
All right. And headed to the training grounds, we'll go ahead and take our break.
Um,
Alrighty. Let's see. So, Robin back, but I think we're on our ways to the training grounds.
I think so.
Alrighty. So, in that case, heading down, you can see. So this is the next day, essentially. So it's been 2 days since you've last seen Grow, and there again, up early in the morning is the warriors training with Ornal, and there's whispers of this mythical shield wall that are wondering if the Hairstairs will ever deem to actually teach them. But you are there as things are going about as normal. What would you like to do?
Which one is Renov?
I point out Ranulf, our steadfast friend. Is he actually there, though?
He is there training everybody.
Okay.
Well,
Does he seem any different?
Give me a perception check.
A 10.
All right. Looks about the same as you saw him before.
Okay.
well, if he's the one we need to question, one of you should talk to him.
So Corgana will approach Ranulf.
Nice. All right, goes. Kagana!
Ranulf.
It's good to see you.
It's been an interesting few days as we continue to hunt down proof. I don't suppose that you've run into Grow or anything like that today or yesterday by chance, did you?
Oh. Thanks. No, I haven't seen her.
Did she leave a message for me or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Can you do me a favor?
I mean, sure.
If you do see Grow, let her know that I'm looking for her to have some conversations about the upcoming week's festivities. and how we can cause a better explosion of fun and fire.
Kind of looks at you weird. All right. Some tricks. Looking at.
I mean, like, did she ever talk to you about a Seri?
Say. No.
Can I insight check that?
Sure.
Natural 1. Our insight continues. Okay. The others are hanging back, or is it just, or are you all with me? Just out of curiosity.
I'm with you.
Oh,
Shira is, because she's going to do an insight check in a bit.
okay, fair enough. Just you made some comments, and so I just figured if some comments have dropped your way or not, and so forth. You know where girl likes to hang out beyond just the woods and her fellow shops?
No, it's the only places I've ever really seen her, except for occasionally visits here. But I mean that has not happened in weeks. But
Well, how would you feel? This is hypothetical. If I'm thinking about taking up writing and writing about, trying to get people to be cautious in, Valika, and about the things that could go on here, about like people masquerading as demons, and then them like ensorceling them to explode at the demon's whim. Do you think that's too dark for a children's book, or do you think that's appropriate for what we see up here on a regular basis? To go ahead and
sounds like sounds like the things Braggy might say anyway.
Okay, so a good cautionary tale then.
I mean, there's all types of darkness here.
Okay. I just wanted to run it by you since you seem to, be on the pulse of a lot of what's going on.
Oh, sure.
So, thank you. Do you folks have anything or just beyond just, our customary checking in on things?
She'll take a step forward. When was the last time you spoke to Grow?
Must have been a week or so ago.
Why?
Why? She was just advising me on standing strategy, looking out for the weak spots in your opponent.
What was her suggestion?
Kind of goes over just how to look to where, to what side someone might be leaning, and seeing where the weak leg is and striking those types of things.
What is above table? What is Grow's job in the clan?
You mean Renault?
No, Grow.
Grow. Grow is the confessor of Myrune, who came for the autumn to do the like a trade store.
Okay, so
she's not part of the clan,
right? Okay, so Vashira wants to think about what was just said, not so much on whether or not it's true, but based on what Renault says that Gross says, why a person involved in trade would care so much about the formations and training of the warriors of this clan. does this sound like knowledge that a trader would need at all?
Okay, give me an investigation check.
Okay. Yuck. Ooh. Well, hold on. What's my investigate? Yuck. All right. Let's say 14.
14. I mean, other than I would say traders sometimes need to, it might benefit them to know just, the type of politics in any place they're trading, and what they're going on. But as far as what their interests might be, that's a hard one to entirely pin down.
Okay.
I would say, like, as the party learned from Gondel, Grindel, they his big thing was just that he didn't think that Raffen was doing things that were safe.
Okay. Did Grow have anyone with Grow?
When I talked to it, no.
Thank you. Actually, there is one other question I had. I just remembered. Where was Grow standing when they came here? Roughly.
I mean, kind of tries to think for a moment. Goes, I mean, I guess we over by where the entry flags are, and then we're off out of sight a little bit.
Shira will ask Kargana, because she doesn't know. Does Grow have any distinctive features, such as the size of her foot?
Asking Kargana.
Yeah.
The only things that I'm aware of is the ritualistic scars on her arm.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think she's going to find much by doing an investigation in an area that so many people trek. So that's kind of what she was trying to figure out.
I mean, red hair, but right, Grow has red hair, right, Matt?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how common is red hair in Valika? I assume it's pretty common.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. We're good. Sure, we'll step back. Asphalt Griff.
I really don't like how she can just up and disappear like this.
I agree. Perhaps searching closer to the ship, we can see what sort of traces might be there.
Well, we already know that she's been missing since yesterday there.
Yes. Well, I'm not sure unless we want to take a look around the perimeter here to see if she spoke to anyone else. Did she speak to anyone else? I'll just ask to Renald.
Oh, I mean, I don't see her in anyone's company all the time except those from the trading post.
Right. What if, I'll ask the group, what if Gro is with the chief? That would be the safest place to go. Don't know anywhere else other than there, and I don't know where else to look. Unless we want to take up a different lead. I think this person might be hiding places that we do not have access to. Purposefully would know we don't have access to. Or would never suspect. How would someone like that be eating? They'd need supplies.
Someone else brings it to them, or that they reside on the ship where the supplies are already there for them.
And we could go to the trading post, find out what sorts of people work there, find out what supplies they're working in, and then perhaps find a lead on where they are taking things. If her intent is to stay hidden for a long time, she will need rations. If we cut off her supplies, she will leave.
Don't get that last part.
She's thinking, like, if we cut off a supply route that's supplying her with things she needs, she will give up where she is because she's going to have to go looking for supplies.
She's also a magic user. In theory, she could make her own food.
And yes, very advanced, but yes, that's true. Asphalt, do you have any questions for Renault? All right, well, we currently, our leads are that she came here a week ago asking about how the people were training, gave advice on how to train them in taking defensive positions, and then left and has not been seen here since, did not speak to anyone else, came through the main passageway, so there's no hope in tracking her steps. And we are once again without a strong lead.
Would our next stop be the meadery and see if she comes to confront Corgana?
Oh, then maybe I should enter it by myself.
Yeah, I don't think she will come unless it's a sure thing. Nothing against you, Corgano. Just one instead of four it's logical.
But having Grindel have umbrage with me or say something, would it be impossible?
So I do agree. You should enter alone. The rest of us should, however, have eyes. Asphalt, you would be the most logical choice.
For what?
For having eyes inside, hide as tiny insect.
I could do that.
Oh, we've had a long rest. Oh, by the way, since the last long rest.
Okay.
And this is like close to, we have seen grow more recently than the training ground did. They saw her a week ago.
Mhm.
Okay, great. Okay.
Yeah, and to clarify, she helped Renal. She didn't help the recruits.
Oh. Okay, so gave Renal the advice.
Yeah, just as a minor.
Okay.
Doesn't change much, but just don't want.
Right. Because didn't speak to anyone else. All right, we go to the meadery.
On the way there, when there's not so many, like in one of the lesser, busier streets leading up to it, I was thinking, or I had a dream a little bit last night. You guys were a little upset with the Gormadrog thing, but Gormadrog's like one of us. He doesn't want us to sacrifice people to the fires and the druids. Like, he doesn't want us to have thralls. Like, what could be so bad about that? Just food for thought, and then moving
Need
along.
I remind you, Corgana, about the drowning the world in cold fire? Granted, I know that the world is ever traipsing towards the end.
Shira is fine either way.
See? It's not so bad, guys. Just wanted to, point that out there.
I do want to say to Griff, you and I will be the ones to charge in when the battle starts. Your friends are putting their lives at risk. If one of them is slain, use that. Okay.
We're all gonna die.
So, what is our plan?
If I understand correctly, the current plan is as follows. Asphalt is going to be inside of the meadery as an animal. Corgana is going to enter the meadery. And if it's okay with Griff, I think Griff and I are the ones who are outside of the meadery waiting for hell to break loose so that we can provide assistance.
So, you're at the meadery hoping Grow shows up?
I think
Well,
so.
or confrontation by Grindel.
Okay.
Do you mean
With
Grindel
Corgana
or
being
Gondel?
alone. Or Gondel by Corgana being alone.
Grindel, Grundle,
Grundel.
Gondel is the woman. Grindel's the father. So, you're thinking Gondel's going to be mad at you?
Considering that Eris was the one who was there was in convenient placement for when Gondel got trampled. The person who was who had started it was a little fuzzy-minded that maybe Eris started it herself, and that Gondel, because of that, is a little biased or has had Eris whispering in her ears, and Corgana's thought is that there is to Corgana a relationship between these parties, and so maybe they are poisoning Gondel towards Corgana, or that that maybe Corgana's been doing bad things, sort of stuff. And so there's some very loose thought processes in trying to find anything at the moment, since we can't find Grow. If that makes sense, Matt.
Yes.
So I'm not crazy, just a little unwell.
Sounds like a plan. Cool. So,
Shows up.
you figure out the meadery. You do meet Gondel there. They seem. You've been gone a few days. I was worried.
Does she actually seem worried?
Yeah.
Okay. Things have gotten very messy and complicated, and concerns about the future of the village, of Ruffin. I mean, I don't blame you either, Jackie. Um, the growing conspiracy and such that is building up towards the end of the fall. You know that you've said that people would be better as chief over Ruffin. I know Eris suggested such a thing to you as well, based off of what happened in the square. Not to bring up unpleasant stuff, but we're starting to think that that might have also been caused by people trying to cause issue with Ruffin. And I don't have proof yet, and that's what I've been spending time looking for. On top of Tiny's death, and yeah.
She gives you a little kiss there. She goes, "Well, I trust you. Whatever you think's right."
What if I think that we're going to have to stand up and defend Ruffin?
Just as I said, he wasn't there. You heard it, and I know you've been looking into it.
What if I told you that your father is part of the conspiracy aimed at Ruffin?
Well, it's no crime to doubt your leader.
True.
If he does something that is criminal, he'll have to be punished by law. And as long as it's by Asa, the way that it's been agreed here and among Valika, it would be fine. Funny you bring up Ursa, though, because I went to talk to her the other day, and she didn't know. She said, "I heard what happened to you, where you fell and everything, and I'm so sorry." As if she had just gotten the news.
That's similar to the gentleman that we found that attacked you, where they were a bit scatterbrained, which is why I don't think that it was someone of the clan starting this.
And I asked a few more questions about. I remember her talking to you, and the entire night, she remembers none of it.
This is can see what's been keeping me up at night then, and trying to figure this out where up doesn't meet down.
Right.
Do you know where Arissa hangs out from time to time?
I mean, she trains and then she helps keep the home with her husband.
Do you know where that is?
I know where. She'll tell you where their home is.
Okay. I know you've made promises. To others. But the bad people that are here, they're bringing forth demons. Demon killed Tiny. And Tiny was a big proponent of Ruffin. There's gonna be more bloodshed here. I want you to know that if you have to fight to win. Because the people that are here to do bad things to the people here showed no mercy to Tiny. And they aren't going to care about your promises.
She nods. I understand. You too.
My companions and I are having discussions about some of those options, but we'll see. And feeling that Grondel is not going to try and kill him at the moment, he'll give her a small kiss. And hearing what Griff spoke about with Ranulf, am I able to determine anything of that sort on her?
Oh, okay. Give me a perception check.
Okay. 23.
Okay. Looking around where her dress doesn't cover and everything. You don't see any of those strange red marks.
Okay. Corgana will breathe a sigh of relief. Just be safe. I have a feeling that there will be more nights that I don't get to come home. The nights that I do, I may bring danger here. So if you want to come up with a few ideas to keep this place a bit safer once the doors are closed, probably wouldn't be for the worse. And I'll trust that you'll let me know what those are when we can spend a bit more time together.
She grabs your hand and squeezes. All right.
And then, knowing that Asphalt has spent time as a spider before, Corgana's going to find the spider that he thinks is Asphalt, cuff it gently, and put it by his neck, and head on out.
I rolled an 11 on my stealth. So you know exactly where I am. Matt, is it possible that while I was just kind of keeping watch in the room, could I have, because after Gondal made it clear that she wasn't going to kill Corgana, could I have taken just a gander around to see if it looked like anybody else here was watching, if there was somebody hidden or somebody that isn't us outside the windows trying to pay attention, something like that?
Oh, yeah. Give me a perception check.
Okay. 13.
And you don't
My
see
dice are at it
anybody
again.
of nefarious interest.
Okay.
Outside, Vashira is trying to keep watch of the surrounding area while trying to be hidden.
Give me a perception check.
17.
17. Looking, doesn't seem to be people like paying particular attention to what's happening.
Okay. Griff,
Yeah. I'm muted.
you carry a lot with you.
Most people do.
Most people. Perhaps. You, however, are different than most people. Do you hold on to your past?
It helps remind me what I have survived.
I do it too. Does it help you, Griff?
I think it's made me stronger. Reminded me that I'm not alone in things.
That's why you are different. I think if I ask this question, most people say they feel alone. The past that people usually hold on to is so strong. It's like a rock falling from a mountain, and it gets heavier on the way down. But you, Griff, you are the mountain.
It's nice of you to think so.
You should keep your friend close.
Well, barring any hero complexes, trying to keep them alive.
They have many hero complexes. Shira has never seen so many hero complexes. Just remember who you are. And that's who they will see. And eventually, They realize they cannot move a mountain, but they can free themselves by climbing it. I don't know how much longer we all have, but in what time you have, look at the present. That's where they will one day see their past. In you. Your light is so strong. And then she goes back to drawing in the ground.
All right. So, assuming regrouping then, what would you like to do?
Did you kill her?
No, they just kissed. Twice.
Kiss. You kissed Grow.
No. No, different.
Oh,
Different lady.
Asphalt, are you wishing that you could have kissed Gondal instead?
Gross.
But no, she seemed not intent on murdering me at this moment, and surprisingly concerned about my genuine well-being.
that is surprising.
Considering I generally don't care about my own well-being. Yes. So, urge her that she may need to fight despite her vows. And that there are bad people afoot. More, mental confusion going on amongst people that Asari didn't even know of the attack, like from a first-hand perspective, but more coming by to wanting to make sure that she's okay. And despite it happening several weeks ago. And so it's like, well, if Asari is confused, like I have information on how to find her and where she resides, but if she doesn't know what's going on, it just, the list gets shorter, as it were, going back to Grindel and Grow and the outside traders and Sven. And while she didn't want to kill me, she's okay with her father legally going about and trying to dispose of Ruffin.
Also, something's wrong with Asa.
Asa?
Wrong name.
It wasn't Asa.
Asari.
Oh, is that what you were just talking about?
Asari.
I did think it was Asa.
Asari.
Okay.
Asari,
Got
yes.
Asari. Asa is the yes. It's, yeah.
I mean, in
No, the
theory,
lawmaker. I thought it was the lawmaker that you were
No.
talking about. I misunderstood. Yeah. Or the
and
law
then-
speaker, whatever.
Yeah, and then, I mean, Asa might be involved because if she's not telling Ruffin that people are looking into things, I mean, it legally may not be a requirement, but you'd think if you'd want your law speaker on your side if you're going to be chief, sort of thing, right?
And
So,
we still don't know who they are backing to be chief.
I mean, in theory, Ranulph, but frankly, there's two ways Ranulph knows about how to go through things based off what we know about him. Either he's going to go through it, or he's going to get everyone under his command killed while doing it.
Well,
There's no half measures for the young man.
I have suggestion. Why not us challenge chief and become chief? And then they come to us.
I don't think Crawford wants to give up chief, and the only way to do that is either he challenges, I understand it directly, and that challenge is where he and I come from, to the death. It's not particularly a half measure sort of thing, so then Roffin dies, and they get what they want anyway.
What do they want?
Roffin dead, things in chaos.
But they would not be in chaos. There would be a leader.
I'm beginning to wonder something. Think of it this way. This might not be the reality, but I don't know. I'm feeling particularly fatalistic today. Imagine a person who used to be in service to an archseraph. Then they are corrupted by an archdemon and routinely make sacrifices of live people to said archdemon. And then perhaps they might have taken over, let's say, a clan of many people, infiltrated their way in, and then sacrifice the entire clan to said archdemon. Perhaps that would give them quite a bit of power, notoriety, strength.
You think this is the chief?
No, I'm saying perhaps by getting rid of the chief, they take over. Because if they have control over Vernulf, who is currently planning on usurping the chief, and they have control over the new chief, they could make that person do whatever they wanted.
Especially if they've got head exploding magic in their head.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, so part of it then makes me think, if we're going fatalistic here, Griff, bear with me, because I don't like this idea. Like, if their plan hinges on Ranulph challenging, right? What if we just kill Ranulph? We then force them out into the open with the whole mess.
Would that...
I don't really want to kill Ranulph, though. He's kind of innocent in this whole thing.
It's legal to challenge a chief, so by killing the one who wants to challenge, we might put the chief in a worse position.
I mean, I've been known to be temperamental and illogical and emotional, and Asa's already told us that the cost of a life is 250 gold pieces. Like, it's not the best decision. I'm just saying it is
I see. Then yes,
a decision.
I accept. She holds out her hand.
I'm confused now.
You wanted to pay me to kill someone.
Oh, Asphalt. I think we've done this piece of history once already before,
We're not gonna
where
kill
I
her.
was
No.
gonna kill.
No.
Very well.
I thought I was gonna kill them, Yashira.
Oh,
Because then it just falls on my ass for being an emotionally impulsive, unstable problem.
I'm not sure if this has an end that is worth what we're putting in. And if not the chief and not the one who challenges, we should be looking for their allies to give us their location. I find that some are very motivated with a little pressure.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, Shira. I like what you're saying. I'm just concerned that their allies are the entire mercantile life stream of the clan at the moment.
What if we burn the ships? The ships do not serve the clan. Or we confiscate them or search them based on suspicion. We have that right.
We have gone through their stuff, though, didn't we, Matt, at the beginning of the season?
Yeah.
If they are hiding this person from us, there are ways we can find them.
We already know that they're not. They're looking for her too.
Oh. Well. I have no ideas other than the ones that are very risky.
I've got another option. We all get drunk and go naked into the woods and forget about this mess.
Our
That's
newest
how
piece of
camping
evidence is our newest piece of evidence is that Gondal's friend, her memory was affected. And should we just go talk to her, see if we can learn anything new?
Yes.
Probably a bit more practical than any of the other solutions thus far, Asphalt, and that's why you were
I know.
clearly destined to be the leader.
Are you destined to be a leader, Asphalt?
No, Shira. Corkana
That
just
is-
likes to tell stories.
It is good, because I find in times of war, leaders are targets.
Well, if they want to come for me, let them.
Can we get to know each other first so that I can properly feel the pain of your loss?
Sure.
Jesus.
You would
Tell
be
me
un-
one new fact about you, Shira.
Well, I once saved my brother's life.
Where's your brother now?
Clanseer.
I have a brother too.
Did you also save his life?
Not physically. He's definitely saved mine, though.
One day, perhaps you can return the favor.
Yeah, hope so. Okay, Corgana, take us there.
As you wish, my chief. Thanks, Brown. We'll lead the way. You're not
Okay.
the only one who can throw salt there, Robin. Not the only one.
So we are going where now?
Hey, we're looking. Okay. I think we're going to what did you
Saren's
say?
house.
Saren's house. That's right.
Saren's house.
Yep.
Okay. So perfect. And sorry, because we sometimes say different names on different things. Saren
Yeah.
being
We need, like, you know how in the Broadway playbills a list of all
Yeah.
of the cast?
just be like, who do you think Saren is? And then I'll be on board.
Yeah. That's,
We need one of those, man, at this point.
You wanna
Spellings are also
go-
fun.
To who Gondel recently told us forgot what had
Okay.
happened to her.
Go.
Yes.
Perfectly good. No, it's because because the pronunciation just slips after a while, and one name becomes another name. Is what happens. I'm like, wait, I don't even know what name we're on anymore.
That's why we need to play
perfect.
Bell.
Yeah, perfect. So, yeah, come in there. You can actually see Saren's there putting up what looks like she's building an addition to the back of the house by herself there, muttering a little bit and sawing wood and hurried as winter's only a few weeks away. So much so that she doesn't quite notice you as you approach. Oh, Hersers. She kind of bows to Griff, gets a smile. She's like, "Oh, it's been such a long time since I've seen you."
Griff kind of like has this just like brief moment of closing his eyes and deep sigh of like, please no.
are you two expecting?
I am not, but well, you could say Care is, but
Care?
my husband.
Oh, I look at Griff. Yeah.
Isn't this the pregnant woman who got her husband got married away while on?
This isn't no.
Oh,
No.
This
Okay.
is the person that husband got married to.
Yeah.
oh,
Shira was assuming the new addition to the house was like they were expecting a baby, but that's why she said that.
Yeah, she said her
Okay.
husband is.
Okay, got it. All right.
Because I don't know if you've heard, but apparently, well, I heard rumors that, and I think they are true, that Mildred is carrying my husband's child before, and he is an idiot and didn't notice. At any rate, I decided that she should have a place not alone for the winter. So I've begun to build this, and I plan on inviting her away from the hunter's cabins. And we will figure things out and assure her that if either her or my husband try anything, I'll cut them both.
That is justice.
No, I don't. It's, I believe my husband said. I didn't know him at that time. But I told him I would take care of it. And that it should come from me.
I do not know how to talk to people about babies. And I shove everyone else forward as I take a step back.
That's really open-minded of you.
I heard she was thinking of not having the child, and when I investigated, it seemed that's because she thought she had no other choice. And I want her to have one. And she can do what she wants, but she should know that she would have a welcoming place.
Yeah, well, families can look like a whole lot of things. You know, it's the communication and trust is the most important thing.
Indeed. And
What do you think, Griff?
I'm really confused, honestly. That's player me saying that.
so this is the woman who you married to her husband on the ship.
Yeah.
And her husband had, before you all went on raids, gotten Mildred Quickshot pregnant,
Yeah.
essentially. And now they are inviting Mildred into their home for the winter.
Okay.
And this is the same woman who made the deal with Corgana, right? Or at
Yes.
least the appearance?
This is the woman you would know as that, yes.
Who has also been having lapses in her memory.
Yes.
Okay.
Or fuck. Corgana just lets out an or fuck out loud.
Penny for your thoughts, Corgana.
Corgana's just going to turn into the woman standing before you all.
Huh.
My pleasant day to you, dearie. It must be a fine afternoon to go ahead and meet all of you. Would you be knowing where my sweet husband be this evening?
What is happening?
I don't know what's happening.
And then Corgana is going to go ahead and use the magic of the cloak and appear just back as Corgana again. Remember how I said I got a gift? Well, if the people who gave me this gift can make others, was to stop them from dressing up and running around and keep with the town folks. Sorry, my dear. You just recently heard about what happened to Grindel, right? No, Gondel. Sorry.
Grindel's daughter, yes.
Gondel, Grindel's daughter, yes.
um, oh, you mean that business in town? Yes, she mentioned it. I was shocked. I was curious why she wouldn't have come and told me, but I guess she wanted to keep it to herself.
But you don't recall being there at all, right?
No. Why would I be there?
What do you recall from that day?
Persuasion check.
Oh. Okay. You're gonna do it physical.
I'm going to buy you new dice, Robin, if you roll below an 8.
7.
Would you like the delivery in person, Robin? Or...
7.
7.
Yeah. So I guess I don't know precisely what would have been. I just never was. I know I didn't witness anything that she described.
Did you run into this? I'm going to go ahead and describe Grow to her at all during the course of the day.
Okay. I don't think so. Yeah, I'd do another persuasion with Kurgana.
Sick.
Oh, I can't roll worse than Robin.
You're like, it's literally impossible. Goodbye.
24.
Whew.
She pauses. I don't remember that week at all. I remember unpacking. And she kind of looks at you, Kurgana, and breathes slowly. I remember setting fire to the ship to let it burn once we returned at the ceremony when autumn began. And then I was beneath a tree in Alvis's timberland. I came back and quickly realized it had been 3-4 weeks. Something like that, maybe 5. And I just went along with everything. I was so scared. And so when I learned of Mildred, and it just seemed so too much was happening.
Did you wash your clothes?
Yes?
This is too
Griff.
bad.
Can you
What were you saying, Jackie?
She said that is too bad.
Oh, okay.
She wanted to investigate it.
Oh, yeah. They've been washed and done, yeah.
That sounds unfortunate and frankly tied to a bit of few things that we're investigating here. Against the chief. Keep this to yourself. But if you see it grow, please let us know.
No.
Please let us know, yeah.
Do you mind if Griff takes a look over you to make sure that you're okay?
Sure.
I'm going to check her for specifically the same kind of blood magic stuff.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
It's a 6. Natural 1. I'm throwing these dice away.
Might Asphalt have been helping because of her blood magic roll earlier?
Okay. I'll allow Griff to reroll because that's what was helping.
Excellent.
I'm distracted by her blatant flirting. There we go. Wow, it's a 9.
Wow.
I'm trying to
The
keep it
dice
professional.
The dice gods just want us to fail. Like they want this entire clan
Okay.
to just not succeed.
So above
Grandma.
a 5 and below a 10. Then I would say, I mean, you don't see any kind of blood magic. But you do see on her hands, there appear to be slight burns that would be consistent with someone making candles.
Okie dokie. Well, so she has no memory, so it's not like she'll know. I'll wait until we kind of like leave. But I'll tell her that like whatever whatever she may have done while she was like under like the influence of whatever magics is not her fault. She was being used as like a puppet, and we're going to figure it out.
Oh, that's what you tell her?
Yeah,
Okay.
to try to like reassure her.
She nods. Okay, I just don't make too much of a fuss. I don't want anything to further happen, but it's been a few weeks of me actually having my memory. So I've been trying to build the best life I can. I guess I'm just scared that I haven't told Care, so I don't want him to know that he was with not me. Anyway. So yeah, art department is on the screaming. That is the child.
Do you have a garden?
No, I usually go to the farmstead and help out, and Benna gives us something. Found it better to help with her.
What about the pets?
I mean, there's a cat that I feed when it comes around.
Is the cat here now?
I mean, so yeah, I would say if you want to find her cat, you can.
Okay.
It comes up.
She is going to speak to the cat. Now, she doesn't have speak to animals. Instead, she's using it's called nature's voice. So through sounds and gestures, I can communicate simple ideas to beast and plant type creatures. This gives me no special ability to control such creatures. and I can't understand or learn information from them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of make some, meowing sounds, and get down on all fours and just start meowing to the cat and trying to tell the cat to show Shira where Saren shows Shira where Saren has gone, and that is strange.
It's a lot for the cat for a
I
cat.
know.
Um,
So she's kind of using gestures. So instead of actually saying the words, she like gestures to, Theron, and she kind of, nuzzles up and just kind of says, "Show where," and nudges. Gone strange.
okay.
And she's gonna try to follow the cat if they actually do anything, but I don't have any control over this situation, so.
Okay. Yeah. That's an interesting one. I think the cat would lead you a bit. Mostly just to
To the bathroom. Strange.
yeah, there's a little area out back where you find that underneath a rock there's a small hole dug, and you can see there's ash here, as though something had been burned.
Okay.
And going through, you can find little bits of wax drippings,
Okay.
as well as a burned and ruined needle.
Okay. So I will put all that in a sack. Give the
Probably tarnished, and you think it was silver. Well, I mean, it is silver, but it's definitely
It's-
ruined.
Okay. All right. So I give the cat some scritches and just send them on their way as I pack up what remains of the wax and dried wax and the silverish thingy. It's kind of interesting that it was buried, so I'm gonna hold on to that.
On it. All right, what next?
Once we're away, I tell them about the candle stuff and how I think that if Grow has it is the reason why Shira has these lapses in her memory, that and Grow is also has gotten the candle, perhaps she has been using Shira to make
That's Saren. That's Shira.
Saren.
Yes.
I'm Shira.
Names are so complicated. Saren to make the candles. And whatnot. Yeah.
In that case, I will share what I found with the dried wax and also this silver thing and ask if anyone knows if this was something people used to make candles with. Though I do wonder if I know, since I'm a part of the dying light, but who knows?
So that what would be baked candles with?
Okay.
What are you asking?
Oh,
Was used to make
the
candles?
silvery part that was found
Oh,
in there.
no, that wouldn't be part of candle making.
Okay. Good to know. So I show it to everyone in case anyone is able to identify what it is.
Looks like just something that you put underneath a candle to hold it, right?
A handle?
To keep it upright.
Oh.
It just looked like a sewing needle.
Oh, so oh, you mean like the one that Gro had to pierce whatever she was piercing the other night?
Could be.
Oh,
Oh,
Should take a close look at it, Corgana. Use that brain of yours.
are we sure that I have one, considering the events of the last few weeks?
Well, I didn't see this sewing needle.
I didn't either.
Oh, who did?
Hissed.
Oh, well, when Hist gets back, we will have Hist take a look.
We'll have to check into his story.
Oh.
Do we, based on these remains, know like how many candles she could have made?
We could.
Let me be Arcana check.
Do it.
Okay. It's an 11.
We're in double digits.
No.
11. I'll say more than one.
I think she made more than one.
Or a week's worth.
Maybe, like, I know we're trying to solve this ourselves. I'm really thinking that we need to let Ruffin know what's going on, even if we don't have proof, and we own up to it right front. And that way he can make some decisions.
What actually counts as proof? I mean, here's a bunch of stuff that Saren doesn't remember doing, but she's got the burns, and here's the remains.
I mean, we have evidence. I don't know what they mean by proof.
Yeah.
There's nothing that connects it, though, to
Oh,
Gro.
connects it to right.
Other than, like, we can say we've seen her holding a silver needle, and the word of people that they said they saw her, but we didn't bring those people with us and be able to ask their corpses in front of, Ruffin to be able to go ahead and verify that in any way, shape, or form. Because that's also using magic, which people don't like. So
What's wrong with magic?
I mean, you've been here. Valikans are just.
I thought we were talking about the party. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I had my nights mixed up.
magic in general bad, but we are useful, and so as long as we don't do things like starting to dominate people across the village,
Well,
But-
I'm feeling Hist will be able to tell us more in about 10, 12 minutes.
All right.
I think we should
So
talk to
with
Ruffin.
is the idea here to go to Ruffin next?
I'm cool with that.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
agreed.
So let me double check because I'm not sure if Hist is back or not
Oh.
next week.
He is not.
He's not
What?
back next week
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
because I didn't want to be like, oh, let's wait for Hist without it. I was like, my gut was
Okay.
that he
We will
called off.
table that for now.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll figure that out later.
Well, then I am thinking that as you make your audience with Ruffin, we might end for tonight.
Cool.
If there's anything anybody wanted to try to resolve or do. All right.
There is one thing that just in between with all the time and everything that's been going on and loosey goosey and
Yes.
very weird. At some point in the last, when we got back from the Steel Fortress, I want to have commissioned the blacksmith to have started the Dagger of Vendom.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. And then tell them that I need to make an upgrade as well for myself, and I don't know if you can work on both at the same time.
Yeah, I have a question about that too.
They can't work on both at the same time, but you can put it in their queue.
Yeah, there's gonna be a queue.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to add something to the queue because I have no magical weapon. So I'm going to see if they can create for me a whip with magical properties.
Uh, yeah, I think that would end up. Yeah, you just have to have about 500 gold
I do not.
to get a +1 whip.
Nope.
That was also the queue for Corgana as well. So, which is
Asphalt can pay for Shear's
Let's-
weapon.
I mean, if y'all want, I mean, I know Tiny carried money that you could put in a.
Corgana alluded that,
community.
and Corgana would, if that was brought up, offer to pay that bill very, very easily. So it's just a matter of who gets what first.
Yeah, unless you have like animal parts, because like the thing with the dagger of venom, that's an animal part, so that's less money. Because you
I
have.
thought it said 1,000 as well.
Is it 1,000? Well, yeah, that's because
Yeah.
it's rare,
Yes, which again I guess is less, but yes,
and a +1 is uncommon. Is what I
Yes.
was. That's why.
Yes, but no, I would definitely
Basically,
giving,
that's replacing 4,000 gold worth of ingredients.
I agree,
Okay.
but no, but yes, no. We will. I will leave the money for something for Corgana, Rashira, and the dagger of venom in the order of the dagger of venom, the whip, and then Corgana.
Yeah. So you looted Tiny. Tiny had a magic weapon.
Tiny had a
She-
+1 longbow.
Crossbow. Wait, no,
No,
it's
it
a
was a longbow. It was a longbow.
Okay.
I took a screenshot of Tiny's inventory.
I
In
just remember it
that
was one or
case,
the other.
if everyone's okay, we could just let that go out of existence through the blacksmith
exchange?
and come into existence this other +1 without a gold exchange.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because I'm totally just let that. As long as we take we have there's going to be a time factor for the blacksmith, but after that, we're good. Because
Cool.
it doesn't take a lot of time to make that dagger, if I remember.
I think it was a week.
Yeah. But so that's in the queue.
Yep.
Anything else?
I will remove that from my inventory.
All right. Guess we're in for tonight.